Hi everybody, this is Amy Kynes from Ready Aim Teach. Today I wanted to talk to you about how we can differentiate for our students by offering them a choice in products. This is a great way to keep them even more engaged during this very busy time of year. So to differentiate by product, it takes 3 steps. Step number 1 is that you make sure you're very clear in terms of what your learning target is. What is it you want students to know and be able to do by the end of the learning segment? Then step number 2 is, again, you make sure you're crystal clear in what the criteria for success is. So once you know your learning target, you ask yourself, what criteria has to be there to show me that my students have mastered the learning target? And then comes step 3, which is the fun part. What kinds of products might students produce to show me that they've mastered the learning target or the objective? That's the fun part, like I said, because the sky is the limit here. What is it that students could do or demonstrate or create or produce that can show me they've got it? Depending on the grade level or the age, students might write, they might draw, they might create, they might act out, they might talk, demonstrate, show. The sky is the limit. You have to know what your learning target is, and you have to know what the criteria is, and then you offer choices to your students. The goal is differentiation, helping students make choices to demonstrate what it is that they have learned about the learning target. So I wanted to give you an example. Let's say, for example, you're an elementary school teacher and your learning target is, by the end of this lesson, students will be able to explain the life cycle of the butterfly. So my criteria for success is that I can explain the 4 stages. So I can explain what happens at the egg stage, the caterpillar stage, the chrysalis stage, and the butterfly stage. And I would have the explanation of each of those stages. So I know my learning target and I know my criteria. Then I can have a variety of products from which students can choose. So for example, these are 2nd graders, so they might write a paragraph, they might create a poster, they might create a scientific drawing with explanations at each of the different stages. Students might also create a choreographed dance to demonstrate what happens at each of the stages in the life cycle of a butterfly. Students might also create a news report about the life cycle of a butterfly. Or they might create an interview of a butterfly where they are reflecting on their life at each of the different important stages. Or they might even create a mock interview or a mock trial for the case of the missing caterpillar. The sky is the limit here. When you're crystal clear on what your learning target is and what the criteria is, you're able to differentiate by the kinds of products students might create to show you they've mastered the learning target. This is a great time to experiment with it as you're getting closer to the holidays and students' minds are wandering a little bit, because kids can get actively engaged, they can deepen their thinking, and they're much more enthusiastic when we're offering them some choice and we're differentiating for them. If differentiation is a topic that you'd like to learn more about, we have a great workshop coming up in January. It's called Delving into Differentiation. You can find all the information at our website, which is www.readyaimteach.com. And as always, on behalf of all of us at Ready Aim Teach, thank you for what you do for students each and every day.